Now, one seat that was flipped is in the 27th district in northern LA County. After a hard-fought battle, Democrat George Whitesides has won the 27th congressional district seat. The aerospace executive received 51.2% of the vote. And we welcome the Congressman-elect George Whitesides to the Fox 11 News at 6. Good to have you, sir. Congratulations on your victory.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, let's start with what is your priority for your new constituents of your District 27?
Well, my priorities for this coming term are the same that I campaigned on. I want to create more local jobs for our district. You know, we have a ton of commuters in our district who are spending 3, 4, 5 hours a day on the road. They want to spend more time closer to their families. We're going to work really hard on that. We're going to protect Social Security. We're going to protect reproductive freedom, and we're going to work hard to lower costs for folks in our district.
Okay, we just went over the balance of power, and it seems that the House will likely be GOP controlled. You have your priorities for your district, but how are you hoping to overcome the partisanship that will remain in D.C. to get things accomplished for your constituents?
Well, look, Marla, my entire life I've worked with folks of all different backgrounds across the aisle to get things done. And that's what I did at NASA when I was chief of staff. That's what I did as the CEO of Virgin Galactic, where we created over 700 good jobs in our district. And that's what I've done when in my work in the wildfire crisis. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and work with anybody who wants to actually address the challenges that we face in the district and in the country, whether that's housing, you know, good education, public safety. And I'm looking forward to working with folks across the aisle to accomplish those goals.
District 27 was officially called on Monday. That was Veterans Day. And at last count, you beat Garcia by less than 7,000 votes. So it was really a tight race. Your victory, though, was interesting because it really bucked the trend that we saw nationwide, meaning the turn more toward red. Why do you think you were successful?
Well, look, it's hard for me to speak to other districts, but what I do know is that in our district, the basic messages that focused on, you know, economic security, on growing jobs, protecting Social Security, and protecting a woman's right to choose were ones that resonated in our district. And we had, you know, tremendous grassroots energy. Thousands of people canvassed for us in the final few days, and it was just a really exciting movement. I think that idea that we can focus on real challenges for that people are dealing with in our community, and focus on the solutions that they need. That's what I'm all about. That's why I'm getting into politics. I'm not a politician, but what I want to do is try to address these challenges, and I think that that's the key path forward.
Well, you know, for our viewers who may not be familiar, although we have profiled you here at 6 o'clock, I know certainly Alex had you in relatively recently leading up to Election Day. You last were the CEO at Virgin Galactic, as you just pointed out. Now you are officially a politician, sir. You are in Washington for orientation. It's like the first day of school. What is the mood like on Capitol Hill, given the partisanship that I've already mentioned?
Well, you know, we do actually share some aspects of orientation across the aisle. So some of these events are done with both Democratic and Republican representatives, which I think is actually good. And I would say that the mood is that people are ready to get to work, right? We know on both sides of the aisle that we have big challenges, particularly housing, you know, is a really big challenge that we got to address. We got to work on all these big issues. And so I think people are ready to get to work. That's what I know I am ready to do. And I'm looking forward to getting our office set up, hiring the team that we need to make sure we do a good job and getting to work in early January.
When outgoing Congressman Garcia announced that he would, you know, obviously do the transition of power peacefully. He did that in a memo on Monday night. Have you actually spoken to the congressman, and what was that conversation like?
I have spoken with Mike Garcia, and he called me to concede the race, which I thought was a gracious move. And we talked mostly about making sure that we were going to transition the casework that his office is working on to my office in a smooth way, so that we make sure that there are no balls dropped, and the folks in our district have their you know, their challenges and their issues and their cases resolved in a smooth way.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out, noting that it's almost 9:30 for you, after a day of orientation in Washington, D.C. Congressman-elect George Whitesides, good luck to you. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thanks for the time.